Amazon is having a reach in say 200 countries. I think it's still more South centric. Allu Arjun is part of AHA.
AHA is basically South centric, but keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that AHA also reaches a wider range of audience, which I'm sure it will pretty soon. Sri Devi ji, we had Hema Malini ma'am, we had Rekha ji, we had Vaijayanti Mala ji, who ruled Bollywood.
If you were to equate following people with any food dish, what would that be? Priyamani, Vidya Balan, Manoj Bajpayee, Shah Rukh Khan.
He would be...
What does acting mean to you?
Good question, yeah. Acting for me, I would say, is something, it just happened to me. And I'm fortunate that it happened to me at the right time. Manoj sir is a big foodie, as in terms of he will order food. He'll say, "Acha, hum log khate hain, ye order karte hain, ye order karte hain." He'll order like some say 5-10 dishes, but he'll just nibble on each one of them a little bit. But he's like, "Arey, tum to kha hi nahi rahe ho, khao," and he'll feed all of us there.
Priyamani, welcome back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so I think you seem to be a trendsetter in I think various streams. Now, Bhamakalapam is your digital debut in Telugu, from what I understand.
Yes, Telugu and Tamil actually, because it's going to be it's going to be released on this platform called AHA, and so we've shot this as a bilingual. So it's really I have to really thank AHA for coming on board and releasing it on their platform, and that too both in Telugu and Tamil.
Right, that's amazing. Okay, so I think one of your films came last year, Virat Parvam. That's the pronunciation.
Yeah, it's not released yet, but
it is not released yet. Okay.
No, not yet.
It was supposed to release last year, I believe, but it could not. Okay. Now, so I saw the trailer of that, and when we see, say, the trailer of Bhamakalapam, so you are treading on varied paths, and say when it comes to movies, it is a different trajectory now with the digital, for example, with this one. It is completely different. So is it a conscious decision on your part to take up subjects that present you in a different context altogether?
Yeah, I mean, as an actor, you need to try different stuff. You need to, try out projects which actually give you the extra, that something which you haven't tried before. It gives you, at least for me, it gives me an extra kick about, trying something which I haven't tried before. And so that's why I thought Bhamakalapam would be a good project for me to debut. And they had always planned it for a digital release anyway. And the moment I got to know about it and they told me the story and, I really liked it. And I said, yeah, man, why not? I mean, this is a good project. I've never done a character like this. I've never played before. So it'll be something new. And for the web world also, and especially for the Telugu audience and the Tamil audience, it'll be something nice. It'll be something new. And I just hope that the recipe is good enough and the food that we've cooked, people would enjoy it.
Tell us, what are the reservations that your character is having in the in Bhamakalapam? Because I think when you are cutting, is it you're cutting meat, or what exactly are you cutting? That she's not too sure of.
That I can't say, because if I say, then it's like giving away the whole plot. But yeah, what I'm cutting and why am I cutting it like that with that particular expression? When Bhamakalapam comes out soon on AHA, people will know.
Okay, so Priyamani, what is the recipe of a very fine biryani?
You're asking the wrong person. Because I don't know how to cook, so don't ask me. But I'm really hoping that this recipe that we've all cooked together with all the ingredients that we've all put together, people will really like this dish called Bhamakalapam, which is going to come out soon on AHA.
It's so fascinating. Many a times, actors they tend to enact something on screen, which they cannot do in real life, but they look so convincing in their on-screen avatar that people start believing as if that they must be doing this forever. What does acting mean to you?
Good question. Yeah, I think for me, half my life I've devoted to this. I started at a very young age. And by that I mean when I was 18. So till about the time that I probably got married, I knew only one thing, which was acting. Get up at 4:30 in the morning, look pretty, even though your face looked puffed up in the morning, but look pretty, act, come back, just get through the day, finish your 25 days or 30 days of schedule or whatever, how many number of days the schedule was for. Post marriage, I think I'm still the same, but I have taken things a little slower. I'm devoting more time, or I'm devoting equal time to my family as well, and my professional life as well. So professional and personal, I'm giving equal time to both, because I have learned it. I think just like when I was seeing my husband, then boyfriend, now husband, I realized it only then that we need to take time out for ourselves as well. You can't keep doing the same thing 24/7 when you already have a responsibility towards your family as well. And just take time out, just relax. Movies industry is always going to be there, but we have only one life to live. So just enjoy yourself, enjoy what you're doing, take it slow, take it one step at a time. So that's what I've been doing. And acting for me, I would say, is something, it just happened to me, and I'm fortunate that it happened to me at the right time.
And your family has got nothing to do with it. Your family has remotely, they're not into
my immediate family has nothing to do with it. Neither does my other side of the family, as in my husband's side. But yes, I have been getting immense support from both sides, both sets of parents, and my husband as well. So I guess that's why I'm sitting here and in front of you and giving you this interview.
All right, so Bhamakalapam is coming up on AHA. You've worked in Family Man in Amazon, for example. Now, Amazon is having a reach in, say, 200 countries. AHA, I think it's still more South-centric from what I understand. So how are the two different digital streams with your experience?
See, initially we only knew about the biggies like Amazon and Netflix and things like that. I'm not saying that AHA is not a big platform, but rightly, as you said, Amazon, Netflix, and all the other platforms also cater to an international audience. So in that way, if you see, you get a wider range of audience. But saying that, I think AHA is also coming up with fantastic content, because I have downloaded AHA on my television, and when need be, I keep watching a lot of lovely content on AHA. And a very good friend of mine, she's done a show for AHA as well. So because I wanted to see that, I downloaded AHA, and I just saw that there's so much varied content on it, and they're coming up with such wonderful, they're producing such wonderful, content for their platform. And rightly, as you said, AHA is basically South centric, but keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that AHA also reaches a wider range of audience, which I'm sure it will pretty soon.
No, I think it will. Some of the shows, I think they're really cool, and they can. Interesting. We are living in such fascinating times that. So you've been part of Family Man, for example, and there's Tamil, there's Hindi, there's English in the show, and there is no attempt to simplify it. People can relate to it with the subtitles. Like, say, if I'm watching Mindal Murali, so I prefer watching it in the Malayalam version. Because I feel that the actual language, it has certain nuance that the dubbed version cannot have, and I prefer watching it with subtitles, for example. So people are I think far more open to varied languages and forms, and we are also living in a very interesting time, and I think maybe it has not happened yet in so many years, that the South industry, the entertainment industry, it is dominating any other industry in the country right now. Allu Arjun is part of AHA. I saw him appearing at the end of your teaser.
Yes.
And he has suddenly become this pan-India star.
Yes.
how do you look at this interesting time when the language is not a barrier anymore, and the fact that South content is literally going mainstream?
It feels great, Finally, I think the talent in the South is also getting recognized. Because I think long gone are the days when, yes, there was a time when earlier we had people like Sridevi ji, we had Hema Malini ma'am, we had Rekha ji, we had Vaijayanti ji who ruled Bollywood. And then there was a dearth of, we had only Hindi speaking actors in Bollywood, and they used to sort of portray South Indians. It could be somebody from like Chennai, or it could be somebody from Kerala or something. I'm just giving an exaggerate here. They used to portray them as people who used to not speak Hindi like in the normal way, like "Aiyo kaisa ji, kya bolta ji," like that. So I've also seen a lot of films like that, and I used to think to myself that South Indians don't speak Hindi like that, but maybe it's their version of. Maybe they have come across some people who do speak Hindi like that, or did speak Hindi like that. And then after a while, then they stopped that and they started, getting South technicians to Bollywood. And we saw a dearth, we saw a surge of a lot of South Indian technicians coming into Bollywood and, making them work very successfully. And right now I'm very happy that finally I think South talent is also getting recognized here in Bollywood, and South stars are also getting their due here as well. They're getting recognized. Be it even if the movie is dubbed, people watch it, people call them and get them to be casted in be it a web show or be it a web show or be it a movie. So I'm really, really happy that South is getting it's getting recognized. Better late than never, I'll always say.
It's not a matter of merely getting recognized. As I mentioned earlier, it is literally ruling right now. We've had a Bahubali, and then in Bahubali 2, for example, we've had Robo 2, for example. The sort of budget that film had was humongous. Pushpa has become this pan-India success. And the interesting part is, Allu Arjun's Ala Vaikuntapuramlu was supposed to release in the Hindi version on 26th January. But the makers of its Hindi version, the remake version, they requested, please release mat kariye, hamari film ko asar hoga.
Yeah.
Right now, they are in the driver's seat, which maybe never happened so far.
I'm happy. See, in a way, I'm really happy that South is getting its recognition, and the stars are getting their recognition. People are rewatching the whole thing. I'm sure there must be a lot of people who must have seen. I mean, now that you took the example of Ala Vaikuntapuramlu, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it now that it is already on the OTT platform. But even if it is remade and even if it is released in Hindi as what they're doing right now, for the Hindi audience it will be something new, and probably because I'm sure the culture change will also be there. So for that, I'm sure the makers must have incorporated what suits the particular culture in Hindi, however they're going to show where the family is from and things like that. So there's nothing wrong in what the makers are saying, that don't release it, don't dub it and release, we want to make it a fresh film and things. So maybe they've added something fresh in the film which was probably not there in the South version, the original version, I mean.
Right. We can keep going on and on in this debate. I can also say that in the past there have been so many South films that have been dubbed in Hindi and released on YouTube. They've done really well. But it has never happened that a remake of a South film has requested, please film release mat karega. So I think these are interesting times. It also, I think these are very, very interesting times. Okay, and even at the level of themes, if we can talk about the sort of themes that South films they're touching upon, I think they can be progressive, they can be bold at times as well. Like I was watching the promo of Virat Parvam, and I think the catch line at the end of it is revolution can be love.
Yes.
What exactly? Yeah. So it's a very interesting concept to present a certain viewpoint and present it as it is, and let people decide as to what is right and what is wrong. That is fascinating.
Yes, it is, because If you see the story also when it's going to be released, it's got a very interesting line to it. It is sort of based on a true story, where yes, it is based on Naxals and Naxalism and things like that, but it also has a very nice love story in it. And once people see how it is being made and what is the whole movie all about, they'll know that, oh, okay, it can be something like this also. Oh, really? But did something like this actually happen? So yeah, I think maybe closer to the release, we might be able to tell you more.
Okay. And there is also this perception that once Family Man season 3 comes, and the sort of physical transformation that you had in the past few months, so people may assume that is it really Priyamani or her younger sister or something?
Why not? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the makers are also, Raj sir and DK sir are going to come in for a big shock, because very recently, I think sometime last year, I shot for an ad with Manoj sir, which was for this gold loan thing. And the moment I saw him, I said, "Sir," he said, "What happened to you? You've lost so much weight." I said, "Yes, sir, I have." And yeah, so it was just a thing between us. I told Manoj sir that, "Sir, I'm giving you competition," because every time you see Manoj sir, he goes on this beautiful thing of, he maintains himself so beautifully, so well, that I'm really waiting to see what Raj sir and DK sir, what their reaction would be when they see me now.
Man, that's amazing. That should be amazing. In fact, I still remember when we did that interview with you guys at JW Marriott.
Yeah.
And someone came up and gave some gajar ka halwa to Manoj Bhai. And he said, "This is too much of sugar."
Yeah. No, that's what. So it's like, he has this, I don't know whether to call it, I don't think it's intermittent fasting per se, but, for a couple of months, he follows a certain set of diet, and then another couple of months, he follows a certain set of diet. So, and so beautifully it is set with him that he has just maintained himself so wonderfully. And even though given his, schedules, he practices yoga, he gets up every day at, I think 4 a.m. or something for yoga and things like that, or meditation and walking or whatever. So yeah, I mean, so one day as I say, that day I'm sure one day he would eat a bit of gajar halwa, but then again after that for about like 1 week or 10 days, he won't touch, he won't go near sweets, or he won't touch it, but he'll make you eat, he'll feed you, but he won't eat, so that's the thing on Family Man set also. If you ask everybody else, they'll say the same thing. Manoj sir is a big foodie, as in terms of he will order food, he'll say, "Acha, hum log khate hain, ye order karte hain, ye order karte hain." So he'll order like some, I'm just saying, he'll order like some, say 5-10 dishes, but he'll just nibble on each one of them a little bit, but he's like, "Arey, tum to kha hi nahi rahe ho, khao," and he'll feed all of us there. So that's the beauty of Manoj.
That's the trick. Okay. All right. And one more aspect about you, because you are this national award winning actor. I think we can ask you this. It is very interesting that say in Telugu, for example, different places they have different accents. Tamil as well. There are varied accents. For example, similarly we have in Hindi as well, like the Bhojpuri accent will be different from say Rajasthani accent. So as an actor, when you are playing a certain character and you have to be a part of that context and that milieu, what is your preparation like in terms of language, in terms of getting those nuances right?
See, honestly, for me, touch wood, and I'm not trying to brag about myself, I have not done homework per se, as in terms with regards to probably the language or the look of the character per se. But if they want me to, I would definitely be open to doing it. But for me, the main hiccup would probably be the dialect. Be it, for example, the movie that I did with Venki sir, which is Narappa. The dialect was slightly different. It had the Anantapur slang. So when I dubbed for it, I was like, okay, it is so difficult, and it's so different from the Hyderabad Telugu that we all speak, or people in Hyderabad speak. So some words, some pronunciations are quite different. So I had somebody to come and help me out with the how the words are to be pronounced, how it is to be how you should express yourself, especially in that particular language and things like, or the dialect thing. And even if you see off late also, if you see Pushpa also, the dialect is very different. It's a very Chittor kind of a slang. So the dialect is very different. The way they say it, it's very different. Probably very rustic kind of a dialect, not your normal Telugu. So for me, just to get the dialect thing, I had to, not while shooting, we had help. We had people to come and the ADs would come and tell us that this is the dialogue, this is how you should say. Probably they would help us. They would prompt for us also to get the whole thing right. In case there was something wrong, we'd say, dubbing mein dekh lenge, problem nahi hai. Anyway, hum log hi dub kar rahe hain. That was very minute for me, not for Venki sir. Venki sir was perfect in the dialect and everything. So as I said, if the dialect for me is a little difficult, then I take help. I take extra help from either the unit people, or if they insist that I have to dub for myself, for which is needed for the character. If they want me to dub, then I would take extra help. I'll get the person, whoever is good at the dialect, to help me out.
Priyamani, we'll end this interview with rapid fire with you, please.
Okay.
All right. What makes Bhamakalapam different from other thrillers?
It's a very interesting thriller because it's got a bit of comedy in it, and it's basically how Anupama, that's a character that I'm playing, how she's a very innocent girl. She's a YouTuber basically. So, she's innocent in that way, and how the innocence of hers gets her in deeper and deeper and deeper into that particular incident that she's got to when she's trying to come out of it.
How much would you rate yourself in cooking out of 10?
0.
So can you make like a tea or something? Eggs or tea?
Scrambled egg. Omelette, scrambled egg, and black coffee.
That's awesome. What do you find fascinating about...
So if you can make that 1, then maybe 1.
All right. What do you find fascinating about Indian housewives?
They are the real superstars, man. They're the real superheroes. I mean, hats off, because being a housewife is a full-time job, to take care of the house, to take care of the kids, if they have, and to manage the entire household. Hats off to all the ladies.
Your resolution for 2022?
No resolution as such. I don't believe in them.
With which actor you think you share the best on-screen chemistry with?
Do you have any options?
No. It's up to you.
Everybody? Because I share different equations with different people. So, and obviously all co-stars are good friends of mine. So, and by that, I don't mean that we keep in touch every day. But whenever we meet, it's like we take off from where we left off.
If we ask your husband to describe you in 3 words, what do you think he'll say?
Lazy, hardworking. Third one, I think you'll have to ask him.
What is the craziest thing any fan has done for you?
Nothing. But I do know one thing, that I have these little girls who call themselves the Priyamanians. So they have formed this fandom for me on Instagram and all that. So they keep making these sweet edits for me, and the first time ever I have received gifts in my whole life, as in like from fans or whatever, if you want to put it that way, not leaving aside family, from fans per se. These girls are the ones, everybody, they keep messaging me and they keep saying, please give me your address, we want to send you something. So, they've sent me a hoodie, they've sent me a ring, they've sent me a cup with my dogs, with me and my dog's picture printed on it. And then somebody else has gifted me a thermos, the flask, which has that, the temperature set in it. And then it's a very cute, and something else where it's a mirror where you turn on the light, you have my face on it. And so all of them, collectively, they keep just sending me all these cute little gifts just to show that, they appreciate me and they love me no matter what I am. And they keep making these edits on Instagram, and they keep, they write this huge, message for me saying how much they appreciate me and things like that. So it's just because of them that I'm here, and it just keeps me going on and on.
you heard about yourself that made you laugh?
Off late, nothing. I not heard of any rumor off late.
How would you describe following things on a scale of 1 to 10 based on their importance in your life? Awards.
8.5.
Freedom of expression.
10.
Spirituality.
I'm not a very spiritual person. So I would probably say... You're saying this is based on my life?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a very spiritual person. So I would probably say 5.
All right. If you were to equate following people with any food dish, what would that be? Priyamani.
Good question. I would say curd rice.
Shah Rukh Khan.
He would be gajar ka halwa with ice cream mix.
Vidya Balan.
Vidya Balan. She would probably be a very expensive dish. It could be a nice... I want to equate her with a nice cuisine. Any cuisine for that matter. Maybe it could be like Italian or Chinese or something. Because very exquisite, very, very exquisite cuisine.
Manoj Bajpayee.
Manoj sir would probably be... He would probably be like a nice ice cream for me. Because he looks all hard on the outside, but once it melts, it's very soft and very like thin. So I would say Manoj sir is ice cream because he seems very hard on the outside, or I would say fried ice cream because it seems very hard on the outside, but once you break, it's it just melts. So he's like that. He's a very soft and nice person once you get to know him.
Paruthuviran is my best performance so far.
One of them.
Social media is the source of most of the breaking news that I get.
True.
If I don't like someone, I can't work with them.
Not true. It doesn't matter to me.
Complete the following sentence, please. When I'm angry, one thing no one should do around me is...
just keep poking me and saying, what happened? Just say, leave me alone. But I'm a very long-term person, so I don't get angry too much. But if I do, people will know because they'll know that my expression has changed. And, at that point of time, I would just say, just leave me alone, just stay out of my way.
That's amazing. So Priyamani, as always, wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. And all the best wishes for Bhamakalapam and
Thank you.
all your adventures. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.